Here is your guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
It seems that consistency is the key to success in business, as well as blogging. Janelle Hartford from CoSchedule is in studio to be talking about that. It seems to be the key word over the last couple of days, Janelle.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it has.
at the studio, or at the control panel, producer extraordinaire Jim Walsh.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm ticked off. I didn't get my Szechuan sauce over the weekend.
What is the deal with that?
Okay, there's a cartoon, Rick and Morty. It's very popular. It's
Okay.
got kind of a cult following. They're kind of based on, remember Doc Brown and Marty in Back to the Future?
Right.
It's kind of based on those two characters,
Okay.
kind of similar. Although Rick, who's the scientist, he's nuts. He's a total mad scientist. And they're always traveling back and forth between alternate realities and in outer space. And Morty's kind of a dweeb. Okay, Morty's his grandson. But anyway,
You obviously follow these two pretty close.
I do.
Okay.
I love. Well, you know, I'm an old man. I sit at home with my wife and I watch TV. I'm pathetic. So they did an episode where Rick was having this conversation with an alien, and he was talking about something great things on Earth, like the Szechuan sauce from McDonald's, which was one very brief promotion they did a few years ago, where they offered this to tie in with some movie. Mulan was the movie.
Okay.
And to tie in with that, they had this meal with a side of Szechuan sauce.
Right.
And Rick is going on in the cartoon about how great the Szechuan sauce was. So it became kind of a cult thing on the internet for people to start petitioning McDonald's to bring back the Szechuan sauce.
Gotcha.
At least on a limited basis. Well, they did over the weekend, but they ran out.
Everywhere.
Several stores across the country. Florida, most notably, they had not a riot, but they had a couple of stores in Florida where people were just going nuts because they ran out of Szechuan sauce, and apparently they were lined up or like wrapped around the building, like I don't know, like the Stones were performing there or something, and they had to be turned away.
All because of this animated series.
Yeah, all because of a cartoon show.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool. So are they going to ramp up production of this stuff?
That's what I'm wondering.
Interesting.
You know, it goes back to a great book I read when I was a young pup about the popular illusions and madness of crowds. That was the name of the book.
Right.
And it talks all about crazes and fads and things, you know, like going all the way back to the tulip craze in the Netherlands in the 1600s and how people get turned on by this stuff and then turned off again. It's a great sociology lesson.
So
the way people react to this stuff.
What do people use Szechuan sauce on? I mean, is it for chicken McNuggets or?
I think you could dip the nuggets in it, sure. Yeah.
Or is it on the salads or?
I think mainly the nuggets or the French fried potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, like French fried potatoes. That's a different movie.
Well, that's interesting. I absolutely love it. So yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about consistency and scheduling today. I had some fun over the weekend too. Janelle and I both were at an event in Mandan, North Dakota, blogging and social media mashup. So
all right,
had a little fun with. It was kind of a diverse group. I had a pretty good time at it actually. I loved the input that everybody had and their own takes on social media and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. We'll be doing that again in the future. I think it's going to be scheduled for November 5th. I know we talked about the second Saturday in November, but it's going to be the first one because I think there's.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Veterans Day.
Okay.
On the second Saturday, so it must be November 4th.
Cool.
Then. So anyway, we'll get that out to everybody shortly. Amazon Echo. Do you have an Echo?
I do not. No.
Jim, do you have an Echo?
Not yet. I'm going to get maybe for Christmas. Maybe.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Now I got to buy you something.
Yeah. Nuts. But I usually give better gifts than I receive. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
You could buy me a donut and I'll be happy with that.
I'll buy you a cup of Szechuan
There you
sauce.
go. There you go. I'd love that.
Which actually I get for free with the French fries.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you use Siri quite a bit.
Siri,
since you're an Apple person, yeah. So I have an Amazon. Actually, I have probably a half a dozen Echoes. I do have one of the larger units, the Alexa itself, and they have a new calling feature, which I thought was pretty interesting. So you can just say call Janelle, and it'll call Janelle for you if you hook it up through your phone, right? So I go through this process, and then I was on an Echo on a different one, and I thought I'd just try it again. So I said call somebody, and I realized it didn't have my phone nearby, and it made the phone call anyway.
Okay.
So I was really shocked. So I actually went and I turned my phone off then, and it still works. So once you have it hooked up, it actually grabs your contact list, puts it in there, and it'll actually make phone calls without having to tether to your cell phone. Okay. So you can make all kinds of great calls, and it makes a great conference piece as well. So you wouldn't have to go out and buy, basically, because those conference things that you get on your conference tables or whatever are very expensive. Those are usually like $500-$600 at a minimum. Where you can get an Amazon Alexa for $150 now. And it has a much better speaker array and has embedded microphones in it. So not to get so technical, but it is a great little unit.
Can you do multiple calls on?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. So we have a conference call line.
Okay.
That we have to put an access code in after like the free conference calling or whatever. You put that 6-digit access code in.
Yep.
I couldn't figure that feature out so I was thinking that if everybody could call into that, then you could do the true conferencing where you'd have 8, 10, 20 people online.
Yep.
So there's probably a workaround. I just haven't figured that out yet. So,
okay.
But as far as quality goes, it was great.
Good.
So,
yeah, we can talk. We use a system called High Five in our office.
So yeah, tell me. So you have offices in both. CoSchedule has offices both in Bismarck and Fargo, North Dakota, right?
Yep, about 60-40.
Okay, so tell me about High Five.
So High Five is it's all wireless. Premium price for it. We've got the equipment in both of the offices. We've got fiber connectivity in both Bismarck and Fargo. And High Five is how we communicate. There's no HDMI cable that you need to plug into your computer to present, but it's wireless video conferencing. It works flawlessly, almost flawlessly.
So do you have a conference room in each of the places that you use this with, or can you conference like from your computer desk or from your desk to like the conference room in Fargo, for example?
Yep, it's an app on our computers, so I can do it from my MacBook straight to Fargo. We've also got TVs and the equipment set up in each of the conference rooms in Fargo. But it's really a nice system. Really kind of takes that remoteness out of the two offices. It's pretty seamless between Bismarck and Fargo.
And it's just High Five, just like it sounds.
High Five, yep.
Yeah, conferencing tools. Okay, I'll go check that out sometime. So I know we're going to get into cord cutting a little bit, but we'll wait till after the break on this. I actually installed a Nest thermostat. Have you done this yet?
My boyfriend has one.
Really?
So, yep.
So what does he think of it?
He likes it. Remote control temperature based on how much activity motion is detected on one of the main levels of the house. So it'll set it to 68 or 72 depending on how much motion is in each level of the home. So
interesting.
He likes it. He's hot wired all of it.
I was when it comes to computers, I'm pretty good. I mean, I can get into a computer and do all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to like that home installation type of things, I'm usually calling other people. This actually took me like 15 minutes to do. I took the old thermostat out. Their installation process is like thermostats for dummies. I mean, it was just unbelievable how easy they made this. I was really, really impressed with it. Good. And then afterwards, it powered up, and you just went through the steps right on the screen. It was very, very easy to do. So I'm excited actually to see, because I know you can really have significant savings. How long has he had his?
Good question. I've heard about it for the last, 10 months.
Okay.
10 months or so.
Okay. I got mine just after Christmas last year, so I'm 10 months before I install it. Yeah. But I do have Nest cameras around the house as well. So I do. So now that's all integrated and wonderful. I'm going to be adding some fire hazard, whatever. What do you call those things? Fire, smoke
detectors.
Thank you very much. It is a Monday. After the break, everybody, we'll talk a little bit about cord cutting and all the price increases that are coming our way. Come on back.
Right now, 36. Follow the Guru of Geek at Facebook.com/The Tech Ranch or Twitter at Guru of Geek or TheTechRanch.com. Here again is your Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson.
And we want to thank everybody who follows us across the country and around the world on the Blueberry Network, on the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. On the Roku, on iTunes, tuned in, Apple TV, and of course our own app, Radio Pup. And I always remind everybody, if you hear something, just listen, and don't write it down while you're driving around or whatever. Just hop on to any of those places, and you can listen to the show again. In studio, we have Janelle Hartford. Janelle is with CoSchedule, a company that started in Bismarck, North Dakota, as a matter of fact, and now has offices in Fargo as well. And we'll be getting into that in a little bit, but before the break, we were talking about getting into cord cutting. And Jim's going to join us. He's just in the middle of finishing up some stuff right now. So you are a cord cutter as well, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, I mean, do you subscribe to a local like cable company or anything anymore to watch television?
No. I've got a Vizio TV in my living room.
Okay.
I've got Netflix and Amazon.
Okay.
On that, and
Okay.
That's all I've got really.
Okay, and that's basically what you use to watch your programming.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So have you ever had a DVD player personally?
No, not personally. My family had one growing up.
Okay.
So I guess if I were to go back to my parents' house, I'm sure they've still got that in the console there.
Yep. So moving forward, I'm just curious. I mean, do you buy movies digitally that you store on Amazon or anything, or do you just basically rent them or just watch them streaming on whatever?
Yeah, every once in a while, if I can't find something on Netflix, I'll jump over to Amazon and either rent or buy. Most often rent.
Okay.
$3.99 for 24 hours. I think you've got 48 hours to watch it.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that's the route that I'll go.
Okay. Interesting. So we were just talking about so Netflix, Jim. You were just talking has they just upped their prices.
Right.
So are you a Netflix subscriber as well?
I get Netflix. I get the basic service. I don't get the but now I'm understanding they're hiking the price for both. There was some question about that, about which service they were going to hike it on. And it says here they're raising the prices on the standard and the premium streaming subscription services. So which means I'll be affected as well, because I don't get the premium, so I didn't think I'd be affected, but it turns out I am. Let's see, the standard service, which is now $10.99. Well, it's going up to $10.99, up from $9.99.
Right.
It's not that big a deal necessarily.
$1, yeah.
Not to me, anyway. The premium is $11.99. It's going up to $13.99.
Right. And that allows for HD content and provides viewing on up to 4 screens. And we were just discussing that before. I wonder if that's 4 screens simultaneously, because I know I have Netflix on probably 8, 9, 10 screens and devices and things. So.
Yeah, I have the basic service. I have it on my pad.
Okay.
I don't have it on my TV because I've got a 10-year-old TV. Which we're just going to wait until we get a new TV, and we're wondering. I don't suppose there's any way we can, buy an attachment to rig it up to make it show Netflix.
So I'm writing down right now gifts for Jim for the holidays.
You're going to buy me a new TV.
So we have an Echo.
A new TV.
And you need a Roku, Jim.
A Roku, sure.
Because a Roku will do exactly what you're talking about.
And a year's supply of Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
Szechuan sauce. You spell it Soshei.
There's a Z in there somewhere.
Okay. Janelle and I were both kind of giggling over here when you were doing the Dave's piece, right?
Yeah, Famous Dave's.
You're obviously hungry.
Oh, yeah. I love Famous Dave's.
Or do you always go through that motion? I mean, I swear you were almost drooling as you were talking about this.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, your hands are going. It was like, you're on radio, Jim. It's not TV.
Yeah.
You can actually... But you really get into that. That's really
I'm a
cool
barbecue guy, and like I said, it's the time of year for it.
It is.
Once the weather starts cooling down, people want their barbecue.
Don't mean to give you a bad time about it. I just thought it was kind of endearing, actually, that you really get into Dave's. That was
I
fun.
Gesticulate as I articulate. So there.
Yes, you do. So anyway, I was just figuring up here. So if you're This is I was always concerned about this with cord cutting, right? Is that sooner or later we're gonna all these a la mode type of things, right?
Right.
You have a cable package, you spend $60, $80, $100 a month for it, whatever you spend for it, right? So then we cord cut to try to save. Most people do this to save money and maybe for better choices or whatever too. But I'm already at $34 a month for my cord cutting because I spend $13.99 a month now on Netflix. I'm spending $9.99 a month on Hulu, and I think I'm going to the $39.99 a month package there too because I want to get access to all the live streaming channels because they're doing that now. You can for $39.99 or $40 a month, you can actually have when Fox is on or whatever. So it's live TV coming through Hulu is what that is. But CBS isn't on there, so I got to pay the other $9.99 a month for CBS because I like Star Trek. And the only way I can get the Discovery, the new Discovery series, is by paying the $9.99 a month. And I'm irritated about that, but yet I think to myself, like yesterday I went to see, I forget the movie now. I should be more.
Obviously, it made a hell of an impact on you.
Well, it was Blade Runner. I was.
Oh, the new Blade Runner.
Boy, I'm like ADHD again. I'm jumping all over the place here. I was so frustrated with the person sitting behind me, I left the movie. halfway
no.
through it. It was just all these crazy F-bombs going off behind
I
me.
hate that.
And I
hate that.
swear he was drinking or on something else, and it was just like, I'm just leaving. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
you don't need that in the movie experience.
yeah.
That's why we hardly ever go to the movies anymore.
I've had three bad experiences in the last couple times because of not just that, but other things too. Have you had a bad experience at a movie theater, Janelle?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
We don't go that often.
Yeah.
So is the reason that you don't go because you have better access now to?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Just have a lot of access online, so that's what you do.
Well, here's one trick, and obviously it didn't work for you yesterday, but go on a school night.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Because there'll be a lot less kids there.
as well, this is somebody my age.
Oh no.
And
That's ridiculous.
And we were the only two people in the theater.
Oh,
I went by
God.
myself. So what do you do? I mean, it's just like, and I asked him to quiet down a couple of times, and it just irritated him more, I guess.
no.
I don't know. It was just one of those things. But anyway, I really got off on a tangent. What were we talking about before this?
Cutting the cord.
Oh, that's right. So $9.99 a month,
Right.
for CBS for watching
Oh, is that what it is?
Star Trek. Well, you can do either the $5.99 a month, but you get commercials,
Yeah.
or $9.99 a month, and you don't get commercials. So,
Okay.
So, but I look at it this way: if I was to go to a movie, I mean, yesterday, by the time I did the 3D thing and bought some popcorn or whatever, I was at $35.
Oh, sure.
So,
Well, they're obviously counting on the cult following of the Star Trek
course.
franchise to
Or-
get people to subscribe, at least for a while.
That's correct. That's correct. So I guess $10 a month for that is probably not a big deal.
I don't suppose there's an a la carte offering where you can just get the one show if you wanted.
I don't believe so.
No,
I think
see
you just
that?
have to
Yeah,
do
I
CBS
never like
All
that.
Access. So I think they're going to figure this out as we go forward, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
I have a feeling that in the near future, that we're going to be paying just as much for our streaming services as we are for cable now. But,
Oh, boy.
But the difference will be that we get what we want and not have
Sure.
to be, spoon-fed, so to speak, with the
Gotcha.
what the majors want us to have. So anyway, so you have a Roku built into your TV
Right.
and you use it quite often.
Nah.
Okay.
On and off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you more Amazon? You just like to select, or are you just not a big TV watcher?
Not a big TV
Okay.
watcher.
Okay. Well, very good. Very good.
I would kind of like to get Amazon at some point because there's several shows on there I want to see.
I forgot to write that down. That's right. I also own Amazon
Yeah, put that
Prime.
on your list of stuff you're buying me.
Amazon Prime membership for Jim.
But that's $100 a year too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is
And I
it?
think
Yeah.
the only reason I have Prime is so I can watch the videos there too. I almost
Well, you
never
say
use
$100 a year, $10 a month. I
$10
mean,
a
it's
month.
it's not that far apart.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay it all at once though?
You pay it all at once. Yeah.
See, that I don't like.
So now I'm up to $44 a month.
Okay.
I'm sure if I think about this some more, I'm like, wow, I'm still paying for cable too. So
Yeah.
I really need to clean this up a little bit, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
I would never get rid of Amazon Prime. I'm one of those people that orders Tide Pods
Yeah.
and laundry detergent and toilet paper.
So do you get free shipping because of that,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Okay.
free 2-day shipping.
Right.
Okay.
Have you heard of those dash buttons on Amazon?
No.
Dash buttons. Yeah, you should watch the commercial for those. Essentially, it's a tiny little button. So for K cups, you keep it next to your Keurig when you're getting low on K cups.
Right.
You'd push
Yeah.
the Amazon dash button, and within 2 days, you've got a new supply.
Wow.
And it's very intelligent because multiple in a household, you're gonna have multiple people notice. Okay, we're out of this. We're out of this. We're out of that. We're gonna push the button, and Amazon won't ship another shipment to you until the first one has been delivered. So you don't have
Gotcha.
a child that finds a button and is pushing that.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
14
All right, everybody,
times.
after the break, we'll continue the conversation.
Right now, 36.
Dave Ramsey is heard here. SuperTalk 1270.
We're back to the Tech Ranch. Stream this program now at supertalk1270.com. Here is your guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
And in studio, producer extraordinaire Jim Walsh, and from Close Schedule and Start Bismarck, Janelle Hartford. So, Janelle, tell us a little bit about Start Bismarck.
Start Bismarck is a local grassroots group of people that really believe in building a community that's rich in social culture. And so we do events like 1 Million Cups. We've got a meetup called Startup Drinks, really just an agenda-free reason for people to gather, like-minded people, entrepreneurs, streamers, makers, doers, creatives, to get together and to share ideas. So it's an entirely passion project for me at this point. I'm employed at Co-Schedule full-time, and I love it there. But I get the flexibility to do events for Start Bismarck.
Nice. So do you feel that Start Bismarck has had an impact on the community?
Absolutely. For personally, I think I met my current employer at a Startup Drinks event a couple years ago. Yep, and first shook hands with them at a Startup Drinks, and then participated in a startup weekend for 56 hours, and two of them were mentors during that startup weekend event, and so really just got to know a lot of the devs at CoSchedule, and has absolutely had an impact on my career.
Cool. And I'm sure there are plenty of success stories,
Yep.
In the area. I know of one couple in particular that ended up meeting and getting married, actually, because
really?
of 1 million cups. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to share who they are afterwards. Yeah.
I'm
It's kind of funny how I brought them to 1 million cups early on, and now they live across the street from me, and they're, yeah.
Well, I did meet my boyfriend at Startup Weekend, so we'll see.
Seriously?
There's another success story.
Oh my
there.
goodness! Well, it does bring in like-minded people. It certainly isn't an area that you're coming in to potentially find your spouse for life or whatever.
Never, no.
But those type of things happen because it is like-minded stuff. So
right.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about CoSchedule.
CoSchedule is it's the #1 marketing calendar for busy teams. So it's a SaaS company based out of North Dakota here, and we're an attractive tool for small business owners who are looking to invest and plan their social media, plan their marketing strategies, and execute and automate their marketing. We're also attractive to marketing agencies delivering against different client deadlines, and we've got task flow dependencies for marketing teams at marketing agencies. We're also very attractive to marketing professionals, so the people who are automating all of their social media, writing blogs. We integrate with WordPress, of course, and deliver against certain KPIs for a marketing strategy that a marketing team of maybe anywhere from 2 to 3 to 7 marketing individuals on a team will collaborate, schedule, and automate their marketing strategies.
So I have a company, and I want to take advantage of social media, for example.
Yep.
But I don't want to have to babysit. I know that the prime time for me to post something is maybe like at 7:30 at night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My hours are 8:30 to 5, and during the day maybe I can spend 5 or 10 minutes here and there and do something on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever. And it does get to be kind of a pain after a while. And of course, if I want to take advantage of the nighttime traffic, I have to go and do that again.
Right.
Your piece of software allows me to maybe sit down once a week, once every other day, whatever it is, and plan my schedule of posts out, and then it just automates it, right?
Yep. And so if you think about the way to successfully engage with your audience, you do want to have a presence on their feeds when they're most active, which you're right is often in the evening. And so with tools like CoSchedule, there's a couple other tools on the market that will do this as well. But essentially, you sit down on a Monday for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you schedule all of your social media posts. And CoSchedule's actually built a feature called Requeue, which will take some of that content and make it evergreen and push it out to the top of people's news feeds there and kind of fill those gaps on your calendar.
So explain what evergreen is.
Evergreen content is something, think of it as timeless content. It's going to be maybe previous posts or previous blog posts or social media posts that have gained a lot of traction, have been shared and retweeted, and it's a good piece of content with valuable information, whatever your topic may be. And pushing that back into production or back onto your feeds is a good way to gain that traffic again. There's going to get new shares, new likes, new comments. And so really a rock star piece of content that you can share over and over again that is timeless and that will continue to be relevant to your audience.
So last year at this time, I posted something, top 5 reasons to come to North Dakota in the fall.
Yep, absolutely. This would be the perfect time to push that again.
And that would be considered an evergreen piece because that probably hasn't changed a whole lot. We still have those top 5
absolutely.
reasons to come here. So,
yep.
So interesting. Okay. And does CoSchedule then keep track of when something that I post is, like the top 10% of,
absolutely.
Okay.
We've got a really, really robust analytics on all of your social media platforms, all of your blog. And so the analytics tools that we give you really proves that ROI. I think marketing teams are kind of up against a lot of different roadblocks or hurdles proving their worth. And when you're able to develop a marketing strategy and deliver against certain KPIs that your team has, and if you have a tool like CoSchedule that can give you, okay, here's how many shares you had, here's your audience, exactly where they're at, and you're able to look at those charts and digest those charts and tweak those however you see fit, and be able to present that to somebody and say, look, I mean, this money that we're spending every single month or every year is making an impact, and here's how. And here's how our team can change. Here's how our roadmap is going to change. And here are the things we're going to focus on, whether that's market growth or engagement in whatever capacity.
And I know that having those insights, those analytics, whatever, are very, very important. I didn't used to believe that, actually. Mm-hmm. I just thought I'd throw a website out there. I was happy to get the people that are coming to the website. But it really becomes important, especially nowadays, to understand who the people are that are coming to your website, who are following your blogs, that type of thing. And not to pick on National Day Calendar so much, but, when I look at those analytics from a couple years ago, and all right, we had 80% of the people coming to our website from desks or from computers, right? That has changed to less than 50% because almost everybody is following us, or not everybody, but a lot of people are following us on mobile. And our mobile sucks. I'm just telling you, our mobile sucks. So, our website sucks too, but our mobile is even worse, right? So we have made, because of those numbers now, and we see that trend is continuing to go up for mobile, that, we're actually investing dollars now into making sure that our mobile presence is a lot stronger. And we also know that about 80% of the people who come to our website are women. Would have never known that before. So now when we go out and we can target whatever we're doing on our website towards women, people who are interested in advertising with us know that we're heavily female based. So products that have that will want to advertise on our website.
Right.
So those things are important, and the same is true with analytics coming back on your social media posts as well. So
it's addicting, especially as a business owner. You want to know everything about your audience.
It is crazy addicting. I know on Saturday when you were, I don't know if I shown you if the ticker was up there. Saturday is our worst day on National Day Calendar, and but it's still fun to watch. It goes 362 are on the site, and then the next time it does a little snapshot. A couple seconds later, it's 382, and you just sit there and you watch the numbers go up and down. It's very, very addicting.
Yep, I agree.
But it's fun. It's good to understand who the people are that are coming to share the passion that you have about whatever you're doing. So
any chance you get to take the guesswork out of it.
Absolutely. So anything else in CoSchedule, this really is about freeing the marketing team or that business owner or whatever, allowing them to take control of their social media posts and getting analytics back, and actually freeing up a lot of time that they have, or the ability to do a better job and not having to work nights and weekends and that type of thing.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. One of the things I appreciate about using a tool like this is it keeps you out of that news feed that's busy. You're not logging into Facebook to try and post something and getting distracted by who's just gotten engaged, who just got a puppy.
Does that happen to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Jim, have you ever gone on Facebook and forgot why you were doing?
About once a week.
Yeah, so imagine
once a day, actually.
Imagine a marketer's challenge and getting distracted by that feed and going in.
I feel like a geezer.
It's just crazy. You're right. I went in there this morning. I have no time. I went in there to actually do a little post that we needed to fix. And you're right. I got distracted by something else going on, and I actually forgot what I was going in there for 20 minutes later, and you're like, oh, my goodness, I just lost 20 minutes of my life.
I forgot.
Yeah, exactly right. Good old geezer. So any other cool things with CoSchedule or other time-saving tools that you can think of for social media posting?
Good question. We've got a robust set of tools that we use in our office daily. If you want me to delve into some of those,
maybe after the break we can do that. What about like education? You guys are really strong as far as trying to educate the people who follow you,
right?
As to optimal times to post and all that good stuff. So maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we've got a marketing team. It's called demand generation. So those are the people that are at the top of the funnel, trying to get as many website views and email subscribers as possible. Those are the ones that are marketing co-schedule, and so they're really trying to figure out, okay, what's the problem that we can solve for you and your company. And so we see a lot of value in creating content that's free. If you go to our blog, it's one of the best blogs for marketers, and it's all free content. We do a lot of research and a lot of studies and write really value-packed pieces of content there because we want our customers to know, like, and trust us. I think that's something all marketers know. People are going to buy from somebody that they know, like, and trust. And how do you establish that trust? You really provide that value and become a trusted resource for your audience, whatever that audience might be.
Right. All right, after the break, everybody, we'll talk about the value of consistency. Consistency. Say that faster, James. Come on back, everybody.
Currently 38 degrees.
On Twitter, Facebook, online, and YouTube. SuperTalk1270.com.
Follow the Guru of Geek everywhere he goes. Post your comments or questions at thetechranch.com. Once again, your Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson.
And in studio, of course, producer extraordinaire Jim Walsh, and from Start Bismarck and Co-Schedule, Janelle Hartford. And we're going to get into a little bit talking about consistency and how that is important to many factors in your life, actually, but really when it comes to blogging, to posting, it really becomes a big deal, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Yep.
So how do you feel about and I know I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but there's a lot of people, of course, that are listening to us that don't have businesses or they're not bloggers or whatever, but almost everybody does some type of Facebook event.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever that is, and if you make a Facebook event for a wedding reception, for example, or you're hosting a 5K or whatever it is that you're doing, and you do that on Facebook, a lot of people think that they can just post that once and be done. And that's not the story here, is it?
No, you need to be at the top of people's news feeds as often as possible. Just remember, okay, this is coming up, and here's some additional info on that.
So if it was like a 5K run coming up or something, right? How often do you think somebody needs to be reminding people about this?
I guess it depends on how big the event is. How many is it? Is it a marathon, Boston Marathon? That's going to be. People will build that up years in advance, trying to PR for that race. Local 5K run, I don't know, maybe 2 months out, trying to get all of your event planning done, and then having consistent once a week. Maybe it depends on what your resources are for your marketing efforts towards an event like that.
So you don't want to have where I'm just thinking of like Facebook posts, Twitter posts, that type of thing that you can do yourself or through, and then of course through Co-Schedule or whatever. I'm trying to give you that shameless plug
nice
here,
plugging.
of course, but you don't want to do it so often that you burn people out from it, but at the same time, you want to be top of mind.
Top of mind, yep, absolutely. And I think everybody can name at least a couple of their go-tos. I'm thinking of my new music Spotify playlist. I get that every week, and I look forward to that Friday where I know that I get a new playlist that's curated based on my likes and my preferences and my music taste. Email subscriptions that I subscribe to. I've got the daily skim every single morning. I can guarantee that's going to be in my inbox. If it wasn't in my inbox, something on their end's gone terribly wrong because they've developed that consistency and that trust with their audience. Podcasts come out every week or every couple weeks. So, I get excited on Tuesdays. Mike Rowe has a podcast that I listen to, and those are my favorite. And so that consistency, developing that with your audience, I can't iterate enough on how important that is. Tuesdays and Thursdays you publish a blog post. You've got social media every single week. That kind of consistency develops a brand and develops a standard for your brand.
And I love the fact that you were just sharing some of the things that you listen to or you follow.
Yeah.
And because of that, you actually get excited about Tuesdays coming around because you're looking forward to the next episode of this podcast that you listen to. So that's great. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the softwares, some of the apps that you like to use. We don't have enough time for app wars anymore because I was going to try to one-up you on some of these, but you do have a great list here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So probably my favorite of everything you have on this list, only because it's the only one that I really know. I guess I know a few of these on here, but Evernote.
Yeah.
So do you live in Evernote?
I do live in Evernote, shamelessly.
It's okay. I do too. I love it. This show, I have every show for
Yep.
5.5 years in Evernote.
Yep.
So I can go back and I can go back to my very first show, look at who my guest was on the very first show, all that stuff, and it's always in there. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Our team lives and breathes Evernote. We've got a lot of team organization in folders. In
Okay.
Evernote.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know what Evernote is, it is a note-taking app, I guess you could say. But you can use it on your phone, you can use it on your desktop, you can use it basically everywhere you go. So do you do any scanning with Evernote? I mean, do you scan business cards and drop those in there too? Or?
No, I've never used that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what features do you use in Evernote?
Well, CoSchedule and Evernote work well together. They play well together. I use Evernote primarily because my team uses it at CoSchedule. So they just the notes drop really well right into email, into HipChat, which is another tool that we use.
So what is HipChat?
HipChat
So you
has,
just led right into
yep,
that. So.
HipChat has largely replaced internal email for our team. Like I said, we've got half of our office in Fargo. And so HipChat is instant messaging, similar to Slack. People might be familiar with Slack.
Yeah, that's what we
HipChat,
use is Slack.
Atlassian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, like I said, lots of GIFs, largely replaces email, internal communication between the team members.
I have to admit, when I looked at Slack the first time, I'm like, why do you want to use this? You can just use Messenger or whatever else. But it's another one of those tools that as you use it more, you appreciate it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just like Evernote, and I'm sure HipChat. Boy, I'm discovering all kinds of names the last couple of days. HipChat, you always have a way that you can look back at that, that thread, that message
Right.
that you may have sent somebody 3 weeks ago or whatever. So that's kind of nice. You use Twitter. Do you prefer Twitter over Facebook?
I do. Twitter is, to me, that's my news source. Trending hashtags, trending articles. Facebook, to me, it's noisy. I manage a couple different Facebook pages, so maybe I'm bogged down by that, those notifications. But no, Twitter's my go-to, I think, over Facebook. Facebook's close second. But
I kind of fall in that same realm, I think. So I'm probably not in Twitter as much as I am in Facebook's because it's just, like you said, there's a lot of noise and a lot of things you got to do to keep up with Facebook. But I personally prefer Twitter over Facebook, too. Dropbox, you're a Dropbox user?
Yep,
Okay.
cloud sharing between teams again.
So that's what you use it for, basically, is for sharing. So you're not using like Google Drive or anything like that?
We do use Google Drive, not as much. I'd say Dropbox is our go-to.
So in your team, are you more Apple people or more Droid people?
Yeah, that's funny. We did a survey once. We've got a team yearbook that we do, similar to like a high school or college yearbook. And so we polled people, and it's about 50-50.
Really?
Yep. We all use MacBooks. The company provides MacBooks for people to use in the office. But, yep, Android and Apple, 50-50 just about. I think Apple's a little bit ahead.
Interesting.
So.
That's interesting, yeah. Ring. What about Ring?
Yeah, so at our office, we've got downtown offices in both Bismarck and Fargo, North Dakota, and there's a lot of riffraff on the streets, especially in Fargo. We're on the corner of Roberts and First, brand new office, 10,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
14,000.
place, yeah.
Yep. And so we use a system called Keysy, Kisi. No lock and key. Those are kind of archaic in our world. So everybody's got the app on their phone, their smartphone, and when you walk up to the door, you can just press and hold a button on your phone, and the door will unlock for you. So the doors are locked 24/7. We've got Ring and Doorbird, which allows people to, a buzzer, and then I can see if I'm sitting at my desk in Bismarck, I can see who's at the Fargo front door, whether it's the window cleaners or Coke delivery guy for the fridge and kitchen. But really, really seamless tool that we use. Kind of takes the pressure off of having to man the front desk at both offices 24/7.
Interesting. And then you're able to, even in Bismarck, buzz somebody in if you want to.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of nice, yeah. Screen Hero. What is Screen Hero?
Screen Hero is a tool that the devs use, software engineers at our office. Essentially, you can share your screen. It's used for pair programming. So, software engineer in Bismarck can essentially take over the screen of an engineer in Fargo, and they're working on same lines of code or similar projects. They can both have control of each other's screens and then simultaneously work on a project.
Okay, cool. I know I'm just kind of going through some of the things that I'm kind of curious about on your list here. unlike most people, you actually sent me a list of your apps and things that you like to use. PagerDuty. What is PagerDuty?
PagerDuty. This is for again, software engineers. This is the kind of alert system if the app goes offline. It's really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's intimidating. It's all of the devs have got it. We've got a DOC, a dev on call, 2-week sprints at CoSchedule. I think a lot of SaaS companies or product teams have a dev on call. They're the go-to person if something it were to ever go offline. So
right.
PagerDuty is the application that we use to basically alert the whole entire team, or especially that dev on call, that something's not right and they need to jump online and be responsive for whatever the issue is.
Okay, interesting. Ember. What is Ember?
Ember is that's the front end framework that our engineers use. I'm not a software engineer or UI UX designer, so I'm not going to be able to jump too deep into all of these things. But Ember is the front end framework. We use engineers are using JavaScript. We've got GitHub, which is a version control repository. So lots of different tools that our devs use to basically ship things every day to production.
And I'm guessing on a personal note, you got Audible on your list.
Yeah, yep. That's what I use. I use that anytime I'm in the car. I get drive time, windshield time between Bismarck and Fargo quite a bit. So I've got Audible and lots of books on there. Podcasts I'm a big fan of too.
So do you have any self-help books or anything along those lines that you like to?
I actually just finished. This is a popular one. Sheryl Sandberg's Lean In.
Okay.
She's the COO of Facebook. So I just finished that one up on Audible.
Well, this is all done. We're all done today.
Can't believe how quick that went.
Cheryl, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I really appreciate it. Go check out CoSchedule, everybody, if you're looking to help out your business. Or do you have any personal people using CoSchedule at all, or on a personal basis? Or?
I use it. I use it for all of the Start Bismarck 1 million stuff.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. All right, Jim, it's a pleasure as always.
Likewise.
Have a great week, everybody.